She was married to one man, Sonny Bono. Since then, no one else has ever made it down the aisle. Cher had legendary romances with Hollywood's finest. Val Kilmer, Tom Cruise, Richie Sambora, even dated a man 40 years younger than her. But she never married again. Why? Today, we're uncovering the heartbreak, fear, and personal vow that kept the goddess of pop from ever saying, "I do," again. Don't skip a second, because the truth is raw, and deeply personal. Subscribe now. You won't want to miss where this story goes. Cher's split from Sonny wasn't just a divorce. It was a betrayal. She walked away from the marriage with no money, no rights to their music, and no ownership of her own name. She said, "I was young and stupid. I trusted him, and I lost everything." From that moment on, Cher made a silent promise to herself. Never let anyone have that kind of control over her again. Cher's love life stayed in the headlines for decades. She dated Tom Cruise in the 1980s, Val Kilmer in his prime, musician Greg Allman, briefly married then annulled, Rob Camilletti, aka Bagel Boy, 18 years younger, and recently, Alexander Edwards, 40 years her junior. But not once did she say yes to marriage again. Men are not a necessity. They're a luxury, she famously said. Cher doesn't hate love, she's actually a romantic. But she's also realistic. She said, "The moment I feel a man trying to own me, I'm done." To her, marriage wasn't about love anymore. It was about control, power, sacrifice. And Cher, she already sacrificed once. She's not doing it again. For most people, marriage is about building a life. But Cher, she already built hers, on her own. She's got her own money, her own legacy, her own name. She doesn't need a man to complete her. And that's why she never remarried. Out of all her relationships, only one came close. Val Kilmer. Cher called him, possibly the most intense love I've ever known. But even that wasn't enough to make her walk down the aisle again. Because once you've been burned, you learn to guard the parts of you that can't be replaced. Cher was never just the star of a love story. She was the author of her own survival. She didn't need a ring. She needed freedom. Do you think Cher was right to stay single? Or did fame make love impossible? Subscribe to Gossip Galaxy for more truth behind the legends, because the drama behind the fame is never what it seems.